The restorative strength. People exceptionally talented in the restorative strength are adept at dealing with problems. They are good at figuring out what is wrong and resolving it. Restorative is an executing strength, which means this is how they get stuff done. People with restorative high love to solve the problems, right? They notice when something is in disarray. They notice when something's wrong, something isn't working, and the opportunity to break it down, the opportunity to identify what's wrong, the opportunity to come up with solutions is energizing. For those who don't have restorative high, this could be a nightmare. But having restorative strength, like it just really is what's your lifeline, right? This gives you energy, it gives you excitement. The challenge of it really gives you this great thrill for helping people. Um, so part of what we look at with strengths, like I've shown in my other videos, is that there is a raw or a view of strengths when you're not really understanding it well versus the mature when you've experienced it, you've refined it, you've practiced at it, right? So when you're in your raw, a lot of times you make mistakes, you can turn people away, and this is where relationships can really break down. In that raw state, typically restorative people are problem focused, and when they talk, when they're with people, you can kind of get annoyed by someone with high restorative because they seem to be really negative, like really critical, really like everything's an issue. And from my work with many people with restorative strength number one or in their top five, um, your intention, if you have restorative high, is just to solve problems. And typically it's because, again, you love to do this, you want to help people, and because it's an executing strength, it's getting it done. You're completing a task, you're finishing a task. And if something gets in the way, someone has to solve the problem so we can get back to work. So that is the role you love to play. Um, as you mature in it, you become solution focused, right? What can be better? And so it's almost like people with the raw, like almost anticipate problems. Like they're like, uh-oh, this is what's going to happen. It's very negative. Oh boy, it's broken. Oh boy, this is, all that negative energy, Debbie Downer. But when you are in the mature, you share solutions, right? You understand the solutions, and you're like more of a positive mindset. Okay, here's how we can fix this. Here's the potential, right? Many people with restorative also take on all of the burden of solving the problem. Now, kind of, it always depends on what other strengths that you have in your top 5 or 10 can really impact how this continues in your life. If you have restorative with some relationship building strengths, it could be fixing relationship problems. If it is an influencing strength kind of thing, there, it's how do we get more people to do whatever it may be. If you have responsibility, tag along with restorative, you really have a guilt complex, right? It's very guilty feeling with restorative that you couldn't fix these problems. And it's okay that you can't fix problems. Understanding that is okay. Some problems can't be fixed right away. And sometimes people with high restorative need to step back a little bit and look for people in their lives that can kind of give them the information they may need or the support they need to actually solve the problem at hand. As a parent, if you have restorative high, it's really important to help with your any relationship, but with your children, sometimes we want to come in and just fix everything right away. To develop that in your kids, talk to them about what you're doing and why you're doing it. This also helps with your spouse, significant other people at work. If you take all the ownership on and no one's able to support and help you, there's could be some resentment, some frustration on both sides. So be someone that shares what the pathway is. How do you see this? What steps are you taking? And also, why did you see the problem in the first place? Because some people just can't see it. Like you have restorative, you have this keen eye to find where things are wrong, and then you are able to jump in there and put all your experience into using all of your experience into finding a solution. So wouldn't it be great if you had a team of problem solvers with you or a support system that can kind of help you along the way? If you, to help get better at your restorative, to help understand where can I use a little work, where can I fine tune a little bit. Think about what you fixed or made better recently. Go through those questions and think about what problems you've solved. How did you solve them? Because sometimes if you have restorative high, you want to fix every problem, right? And you think it's a superpower, right? All these strengths are superpowers, but some superpowers have limits, right? So when you look back, did you fix that problem or this problem? And see if there's a theme. See if there's a theme to what you do well. What energizes you more, right? Not because, again, not all problems are created equally. So you might have this push to solve specific tasks with relationships, and that's kind of where your niche is. And you want to, if it's about fixing, I can't think of an example of something else, you might be, I'm not really good at that part. That doesn't energize me or give me any kind of I don't get the feels for that. But this type of problem, when I go over here, that I excel at, that I get really, really fired up for. So as you go through your day, week, month, whatever, if you want to start cataloging, what have you done to fix a problem? And how did you do it? And how did it make you feel? Right. And so also, the more you share with people, and this is for every strength, the more you share what you love to do and why you love to do it, the better your relationship is going to be, the openness, the vulnerability of things. And so telling people I really love fixing problems. I'm not trying to step on your toes. It's not that I don't think you can't do it, but I really like to do this. So would it be okay if I helped you with this, or offering up this strength to people? I love fixing problems. If you have something that need to be fixed, please call me and let's talk about it, because it really makes it really is my strong suit. So that there is your restorative strength.